So this little part of the Gospel of John, chapters 14 through 17, is called the Farewell Discourse. And it's one of my favorite parts in the New Testament. I say that a lot, but this really is a applicable part of the New Testament, at least right now. So Jesus has just dismissed Judas. They've just had the Last Supper in the upper room. And Jesus is telling the remaining 11 disciples, not only like, hey, things are going to change all of a sudden, but I'm going back to God. I'm out. We're going to change things up a bit. This phase is done. There's new things coming. You can imagine the shock that they felt. You can imagine after all they've gone through, and then things looked like they were going really well. They had the triumphal entry into Jerusalem. They just had a meal together. Jesus revealed more about God and his mission to them. And then all of a sudden, Judas is gone, a key member. And all of a sudden, Jesus is going to be gone. So you can imagine the shock that they felt. How are they going to get through this? And that's what this little passage we're going to read here from John 14, verse 15 through 21 is about today. And for me, it's sort of comforting as we're going through all of this with the virus pandemic. Our lives have been upended. Our careers have changed. Our jobs are precarious at this point. It feels like so much is going on in the world, between those of us with school-age kids at home having to deal with that, to those of us who are small business owners and working, having to figure out how to juggle everything. It's one of those periods in life where it feels like every day there's a new revelation and we don't know what's coming next. So for me, this passage and this farewell discourse has been something I've turned to for comfort and for challenge, because Jesus always is good at keeping us on our toes. So hear now the word of the Lord. John chapter 14, verse 15 through 21. If you love me, you will keep my commandments, and I will ask the Father, and he will give another advocate to be with you forever. This is the Spirit of truth, whom the world cannot receive, because it neither sees God nor knows God. You know God, because God abides with you, and God will be with you. I will not leave you orphaned. I am coming to you. In a little while, the world will no longer see me, but you will see me. Because I live, you also will live. On that day, you will know that I am in my Father, and you in me, and I in you. They who have my commandments and keep them are those who love me. And those who love me will be loved by God, and I will love them and reveal myself to them. This is the word of the Lord. This is the words of Jesus said many years ago, still applicable for us. Thanks be to God.